Okay, guys, we should be live. Hi, and welcome to this spoiler discussion of Avengers Infinity War. With me is Theo, I see Helzo, and my other buddy, uh, Dante.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
So, just have in mind that this, again, is going to be a spoiler discussion. So, first, guys, anybody wants to say anything?
About what? About
I
the
mean,
movie?
who wants to start?
Well, I would let the host start because I really, really want to hear your opinion on the movie.
Okay, well, now that we can talk, non-spoilers, I mean, spoilers. I can say more things. So, yeah, well, overall, I liked the movie, of course. It was very big, it was very, you know, colorful. Yeah. It had a lot of action in it, of course. It had a lot of interesting cameos, some characters popping out that surprised me, like, Red Skull, which was the biggest surprise for me.
Yep.
I never in the million years expected Red Skull, like, ever.
Yeah,
I mean, I already forgot about him like 3-4 years ago. I don't know when exactly was Captain America, the first movie. So yeah, and there's some things that I was wondering about, like Thanos. I mean, why doesn't he just snap his fingers like a lot earlier or anything like that? Why did he had to fight in particular situation, like really physically fight? But that's too complicated to discuss, and it has to do with the stones and their power. So we're gonna get to that part. But of course, overall, I liked the movie. I cannot actually quite say that I loved it because I'm not emotionally connected to the characters anymore. So I didn't care about anybody dying, basically. Especially when Loki died, I was like, okay, okay. And when Heimdall died, the first 2 minutes, I was like, eh. And then when Gamora died, that was when I was like, okay, I don't want Gamora to die, and I don't want Wanda. Yeah, I don't want her to die. Anybody else, like, it's not like I don't care about Spider-Man, but I'm like, because I know that they're gonna come back in the next movie. Like, it's impossible for them not to come back. So I was like, okay. So I wasn't floored like some reviewers said. I wasn't sad. I wasn't shocked that much. 2 or 3 things maybe kind of shocked me, but mostly I was either expecting it or just didn't care enough and all of that. So I like it a lot and I want to see it again, actually, but I'm not that caring about it and what happened. That's what I can say.
Interesting.
The microphone again, please.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so my opinion was I think they rushed it too early. Like, really. First of all, they could have included Better Ray Bill in the movie and make it a proper scene with Stormbreaker, or whatever it's called.
Stormbreaker.
Yeah. I don't like that part. I mean, I do enjoy the fact the dwarf was, unexpected.
Oh yes, I never expected to see Peter Dinklage in this movie. I was like, yeah, Peter
The big
Dinklage.
dwarf.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta appreciate Yardi, that he was
Yeah.
taller than anyone else, even
Yeah.
Thomas.
He was a giant.
Exactly. Which kind of bugs me. How the hell did a giant dwarf got beaten by a titan that it's half his, size?
Oh, it's
Remember
all
the
about power.
Hulk? Remember the Hulk?
Yeah, but the Hulk was,
What?
beat it to shreds in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that's the Hulk, dude. I mean,
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the Hulk was embarrassingly beaten by Thanos. Like,
yeah,
very quick.
he didn't want to show up his face.
Yeah, he was scared. He was
scared.
He was scared. I mean,
Yeah.
normal.
He was never manhandled by anybody before.
Yeah, actually, no, that's the first time, and Thanos is actually one of the few characters in the Marvel universe who can do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
You just annihilate him. You just go and destroy him.
Oh, that must mean that, Thanos' strength physically and skin is very tough, although Gamora was able to stab him, although that wasn't Thanos exactly, but if
And this
she...
bugs me. I'm sorry for interrupting so rudely, but if Hulk can be beaten by Thanos, remember in the end of the movie where Captain America just holded Thanos' hands?
He wasn't serious. He wasn't serious at all. He
Really?
was just like, didn't you see his face? He was just confused. Why do they keep fighting? Like, we have to appreciate something. Thanos is not a bad guy. Not in the common sense. He's not a villain. He's a sensible guy who has a sensible reason for doing something that is actually sensible, and he has a pretty good reason about everything he does.
What about torturing, Gamora's sister?
Okay, he's a fanatic. He's a fanatic. All right, that we must also agree on. However, he is set out on a mission to bring order to the universe, not destroy the entire universe, just half of it. And he actually gives an explanation to it. He actually,
Yeah, but you make him sound like it's a really reasonable
Guy.
really reasonable lunatic. He's just a guy with the power and determination to do something that is morally questionable, but you cannot say that it's entirely evil.
Yeah, a high-functioning sociopath.
He pretty much a maniac. However, he's not a villain. He's not the typical. He's not Red Skull that only wants to control everything. He's not whichever. Pick a Marvel villain. He's not like he gives. You can see when Gamora died, the Gamora scene. You can see how hard it is for him. You can see in the scenes afterwards how hard it is for him for doing what he must do. That's actually what I like maybe most about the movie, because Thanos is not just some lunatic who is set out to destroy Hollywood. He has legitimate reasons. He has seen what happened. He has shaped all of his resolution, all of his goals around bringing some form of balance, which is again morally questionable. However, it's not entirely evil.
Can you just reset your mic, because
Yeah.
it's unbearable to this point? And Ivy is here in the chat, and he says also about the mic.
Hello.
It's a bit raspy.
Yeah, tell me
Ivy.
earlier, please.
Well, I have to tell you every 2 seconds, unfortunately.
Why am I here?
You know what? If you connect yourself with the phone, but we won't be able to see you. But if you do that, we won't have that problem with the mic. Yeah, I mean,
Oh my God.
Dante is doing with the phone. Dante.
No, actually, I just quit on that part and just connected my.
You decide. Oh, but it's possible to do that on the phone.
Oh yeah, it's quite possible.
So should I do it?
Yeah, you can just click the link there and just connect from there if you like, because we'll have this problem the whole time, and people won't be able to concentrate.
Yeah, don't hang up now. I'm gonna come with phone.
Okay. So we're gonna wait for the most important parts, I think, to discuss with Theo here. I got something in my eye for some reason. Damn it. But I do think that Thanos is evil. It's just that he's intelligent enough to, think about things differently. But he's still evil, because no good person is going to do what he does. They just gonna think of some other way to save the universe, not destroy it in halfway.
Actually, I gotta agree with Theo on this part. He's not exactly the typical evil guy, but he is a fanatic.
Well, I think that typical evil, yeah, you can say that some guys that are typically evil, they will just, go around and kill directly or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But he just, I don't know. I mean, okay, so he and Gamora went to that planet to retrieve one of the stones.
Hmm.
And yeah, he was emotional in that point. I mean, I could have stopped there. I could have shown that I am emotional and stopped there. I could have think of another way, but this is the part where I say that yes, he is, you know, a maniac, but but there is something good in him. I mean, if he was that evil, like you think about it, he wouldn't have anything else besides himself to love. Yet he loved the adopted daughter. So, yeah,
Yeah, but some villains are becoming evil because of something that happened to them. I mean, they love somebody that got killed, like the Joker's family, his wife, I think, in the comic books. And I don't know about a kid.
well,
Maybe
he
for a kid.
lost his entire planet. I mean, that's kind of a mark.
No, I mean, yes, I mean that some villains start because something happened out of because they love something or
Mhm.
somebody, and then that something got taken away from them, and they became maniacs and super evil and decided to turn their anger on the world. So that doesn't mean that they are not capable of love, and that doesn't mean that that makes them less evil. That is just the source of their evil. So it's a lot of different ways to look at it. And with Thanos, it's a bit different because he is capable of love, but he does choose what to love, and when he does that, then the rest of his choices are all evil, basically. So again, that doesn't mean that this does not make him evil or fully evil. Yeah, I mean, some people that are fully evil. Oh, that's very complicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's perfect.
Yes. I think I also have a frontal camera, so.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Ah!
Yeah, it's dark, but at least we can hear you.
Wait. Something like this?
It's super dark.
Yes, I know. I'm a dark person.
Yeah, you're behind. I mean, the light is behind your head. That's why it's so dark.
Turn around. Everybody goes. Yeah, okay. Because I need to stay like this.
Yeah, that's
As
perfect.
for the carnage, I gotta tell you, I called it. I knew that Heimdall was gonna die. I knew that Vision is gonna die. I mean, he's holding one of the stones. Goddamn, how is he not gonna die?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vision was but Vision might not be dead actually.
Well,
Well,
he may be
He might.
inside the stone.
He might not be dead because you know what they were trying to do with him.
Yeah.
And his
Still,
consciousness might be saved, so don't
inside
count
the
him out.
stone. Exactly.
Not inside the stone, but the other part of his conscience. You know what Shuri wanted to do?
Still, dude. I mean, his half of his head is like broken.
That's mechanical. They can save
Still.
it if she saved his mind frame in a flash drive or in an external server. They can upload it again.
True.
actually, I have a theory. It just occurred to me right now that Black Panther's sister, she was trying to kind of scan the stone itself and
Exactly.
what is maybe she can create another stone like that and retrieve vision, because I think she does scan his whole body and she knows how he is made of, so maybe she is able to restore him somehow. Either that, or the one thing that Doctor Strange knew that we all don't is how they're gonna save themselves, because he did so one outcome that everybody win in that outcome. So everything that he did is to lead to that win. And now it looks like everybody are dead, but actually, I'm pretty sure that when they get the stones, they're gonna return back time, and everybody's gonna be alive anyway, or something like that will happen. So yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I refuse to believe that all of these people are dead. Like,
Of course they're not. Infinite timeline.
Yeah, like I don't know what's gonna happen. They're probably gonna do a reboot, like of the whole universe, just like in the comics, because this is the time to change people and heroes and etc. Because you have already old actors that their contracts are ending and they need to be laid off, like the Robert Downey Jr., like Captain America, etc., etc. But like the strange thing is which people were annihilated. Like you have Black Panther that was erased.
I was so happy about that. I was so happy about that.
After only one movie. No, he was a cool character. You
Oh,
have
I was
Doctor
like,
Strange.
yes.
You have Doctor Strange. You have Peter Parker. They actually killed the kid. Like if we were to believe that they killed it, they actually killed the kid, which is crossing some lines in the movie industry.
I don't think so. I
Nah.
mean, they're
No.
all gonna come back, so I don't care.
Probably they're gonna go, but again, it was tragic, and for someone like me, it was very, very emotional because those are heroes that I like. Those are people and actors that I like, especially Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, I was gonna correct you there that although we know that Chris Evans, for instance, contract is ending, that doesn't mean anything because they renew them and we don't even know about it. And that happened a lot of times with other actors. And he is in Infinity War 2, which is already shot. And we never know where they're gonna go with them, no matter the contracts. They just have those contracts because when they plan the Marvel line of movies, they have to sign them for at least 2 or 3 or 4 because they know that they're going to be successful. So that's just a formality. It's just a formality.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. It's just like with Logan because he was getting older, and it is a time to end heroes. And I think because if you remember, we already have in the comics we have a female Iron Man. I think she was a black girl. Teenager, and we already have a new Thor who's also female. So I don't know about you, but I would like to see those because they are pretty popular at the moment.
Hang on a second, because I was doing some research. As far as I know from the research, at some point his girlfriend, Thor's girlfriend, grabs his hammer and does a very good job as the goddess of thunder and lightning.
Yes, Jane Foster becomes Thor. She is Thor now, yeah?
Yeah, that's going to be something cool.
Yeah, but Jane Foster is now not in the movies.
Yeah, no.
She dropped off.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be in the movies.
I think is the focus now is Captain Marvel as it was in the end scene.
Yeah.
It was the end scene was Captain Marvel. We know she's powerful. We already, I think, all of us have seen the first images.
Yeah, the costume is terrible. Yeah,
the costume is gonna be reworked. You know that. But back to the spoiler section. Like I was, I was shocked.
Somebody's phone is close. Not yours.
Mine is closed, but it doesn't do anything. It's just sitting there.
I am on the phone.
I know that you're on the phone, but you're using it at the moment. I'm talking about somebody's phone is losing connection because I'm hearing some.
Yes, I heard it too, but mine doesn't do anything. I just put it even further from the mic.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to discuss is just like it was amazing how they managed to put all of the heroes. And this is probably the time to mention that not everyone got a good share of screen time, and they should have. Like Groot, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Groot didn't get the deserved screen time that he needed, and actually almost none of the Guardians did, but it was a good one.
Well, Captain America didn't get any screen time. And he had only 2 lines, like 2 or 3 lines. He just said like, yeah, and then he said, I mean, it was so brief. It was almost like one-liners.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, that you cannot put everyone with equal roles when there's so many heroes. You just cannot fit them in a 2.5-hour movie and have decent action scenes and progress the story. And the story was done very well. Like
Yes.
you throughout the whole movie, I don't know if you felt it. It was increasingly desperate. Like the desperation was growing. It was seeming like it was more and more hopeless for everything. Like whatever they do, it backfired. And it was amazing. And like I was
Actually, no. One of the parts of the movie, they almost succeeded, but of course, Peter Quill had to
that
fuck
was
it up.
part of the plan. Like, let us just agree that this is the outcome Doctor Strange saw,
True.
and this is how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true, but still, he could
Yeah.
have just, continue with his plan, his own plan.
Yeah, however, in that case, that's something else would have happened. If I remember the number correctly, 14,606 outcomes was the number that Doctor Strange foresaw. So basically, the one where Peter doesn't lose his cool is one of them, and they still don't win in that one.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I'm pretty sure that he would have lost his cool anyway, because to just hear what happened to your love, you're gonna forget all rationality about the universe, and you're just gonna care about that, no matter who you are, basically. So, and he's not that kind of a serious guy anyway. I mean, he doesn't take a lot of things seriously. He gets himself in such a dire situation, so dangerous, but he's always takes it as a party, and that is his attitude the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that that's part of his character and way of doing things. So his reaction is pretty natural to the situation.
Yeah, it is natural, of course. I'm not saying anything about that, but the main thing is that if he hadn't, it was going to be a different scenario, and that's what I'm clinging to. Because if for some reason what we're talking about right now is absolutely bullshit and nothing of that happens and they don't come back, this is going to be the biggest letdown in the history of movies, because I could sense what was happening in the theater. It was like, fuck, everyone was like, there was a little kid crying when Peter Parker died. Like he just started crying, and it was like, he's dead. He's erasing. Like, I'm gonna say it's erasing now, not that, because they just disappeared. It was the most dramatic one of all.
Yeah, that was the most dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a kid. He's a 15-year-old kid. And actually, that's something that movies genuinely have agreed to not do. Do not kill the dog. Do not kill the kid.
Yeah, well, he's not really a child, but yeah.
He's 15.
He was an official Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, he's an official Avenger, although that thing that Tony did...
It was hilarious.
It's the most unofficial thing, but still. Yeah, but still. Oh, wait a second. We have to catch up with the comments because we have to pay them attention. So Ivy says, yes, I didn't like the fact that Cap got so little screen time. I mean, he's the spirit of the team. I don't know. I would give Groot and his friend less scenes and give those to Cap. And Gone Hollow Media, hi Sean there, says, calling it now, the end credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp with Doctor Strange, Astro projecting himself to Scott Lang and telling him he has to go subatomic to find the erased Avengers for part 4.
That is actually a possibility.
Yep.
Like, also, one interesting fact that I was discussing this earlier as well. We all saw that the gauntlet kind of blew up. Like
It's
it was so
transferring to shred, yeah.
yeah. Okay, so there's a fan theory. What if Doctor Strange kind of rigged the time stone to be used only once and not kill the half of the universe, but let's say
Half of Manhattan.
stop them in time or transfer them in the pocket universe or something.
Actually, yeah, I thought that he did something to the stone
Yeah.
because he gave it up so easily. I mean, first you can think yes, because he knew what was going to happen. Of course, that he has to give it so Thanos could have full, I mean, he could be convinced that everything is going his way, no doubt about that. So he will not check if anything is possibly wrong. And the next thing is that in the same time, of course, Doctor Strange somehow magically did something to the stone, which is entirely possible, and Thanos will not have the powers to see that, I think.
Yeah,
It's not magic, after all.
for me, one of the possible things would be for them to just be like half of the universe to just be transferred into a pocket dimension, let's say a moment of time or a different universe, or just stopped from time so that it seems that they don't exist. It is possible because we have already seen what the time stone can do on its own, like with the Dormammu scene when there was a time loop. So
Yeah.
it can happen. Something like that is entirely possible. And here is where the worrying part starts. Everyone had a lot of speculations about this movie. And a lot of those expectations were entirely ruined.
Yeah, a lot of fan theories, and yeah, I know.
Mine wasn't.
I thought that some characters are gonna die that did die. But then we have to talk also about who died for real. Like Gamora and Loki died for real, I think.
Also
Yes,
Heimdall.
and Heimdall.
Heimdall, of course, yes. Those people died for real, maybe, or they could be also brought back with the time stone afterwards, after everything is over. But then, as every cliche movie, I suppose that Doctor Strange is going to be like, no, we can't bring those because it's not because of the powers of the glove. It's because natural. I mean, not natural, but normal
Yeah.
types of deaths, just typical murder stuff. So I don't know.
Heimdall, Loki, and Gamora, they have served their time. Like Heimdall has always been a side character, so
Yeah,
Actually,
was-
Gamora can be revived. If we're talking about theories and everything,
probably yes.
when they return the stones, a soul for a soul. Therefore, Gamora can be traded for the soul stone.
yeah, actually that makes sense.
Yeah, like again, a theory. It is possible. Loki, I think he's done. Like
Yeah.
he's not coming back. He is not coming back, and he did die a very good death. That was a satisfying way for him to die. I like
Yeah.
that. And it was emotional because I really like the character. I really like this Loki. I really like Tom Hiddleston as Loki. He's amazing at this role. He's almost embodied the role into himself almost as much as Robert Downey Jr. has embodied Tony Stark as his role.
Yeah, he's very good, but I didn't care less about his death.
I care about all of them. Like they're great actors, they're great characters. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is an amazing place. I don't want it to be rebooted.
To be honest, I didn't expect it that Tony Stark and Doctor Strange are gonna be in some sort of a fight because of some other memes and stuff like that about what?
No shit, Sherlock.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're actually
The
waiting.
same meme.
Me and Danny were waiting for that. Actually.
Yep.
Well, it's interesting the chemistry between them because Doctor Strange was full of himself, with very very high self-esteem before he was Doctor Strange, and Tony Stark is pretty much he was the same, and then they evolved into totally different people.
Two egomaniacs with a lot of wealth and a lot of power, who are also very intelligent and have also played Sherlock on different occasions. Like it was a match made in heaven.
Oh yeah, and by the way, they did establish that T'Challa's sister is smarter than Tony Stark, if you remember.
Sorry,
They
what?
Oh
did,
yeah, she is.
they did establish that.
She actually proved it in a single sentence.
Yeah, and she is the most intelligent Marvel character, I think, in the comics. That's what I heard. And with that scene with Vision, she just established that because, I mean, what she said proved that she's smarter than the Hulk, Bruce Banner, and Tony Stark at the same time.
Yeah.
Because they both couldn't think of how to.
No, she's a prodigy. She's like, but she don't forget she grew up in such an environment that allowed her to do crazy research. Like she's very, very, very intelligent.
Very, very, yeah. So, what I wanted to say, when Nick Fury called Captain Marvel, that beeping device, I was like, well, how do we know that she's not also evaporated? I mean, it's 50-50. Anybody can be evaporated at this point. It just doesn't matter, who it was.
God
It's
cannot be
random.
evaporated.
It was random. Oh, I don't think so because those gems are affecting everybody in that universe, as far as I know. They were defeated in the comic books by, I think, by the not Tribune. What was his name? There was a god in the Marvel universe that has a floating head.
The one above all.
No. The living what?
Living Tribunal.
Yeah, that guy. That guy was able to, defeat the stones, and as far as I know, they don't actually have power over something that is out of the universe that they are made in.
Yes, because they are created shortly after the
Big Bang
creation of the universe. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to some other guys.
Hello.
Hi to the Crystarium, to Matthew Mann. I'm sorry if I missed somebody. They're having a discussions in the comments. Just gonna catch up really quick. Sending tacos. Well, thank you. What else? Although I think that Loki and Gamora should stay dead. Well, I don't like Gamora to stay dead, but because she has a lot more to give and she is a main part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and basically they all died. I would make their death really count. Both Thor and Star-Lord will be changed men after that.
They didn't all die.
Mostly. Groot died, Gamora died, Drax died, Mantis died.
Drax is actually the only guy I'm happy that he died. I mean,
he's so funny.
Oh, come on, he was amazing.
He's so funny. And
exactly. And in the comics, he's not exactly that kind of funny.
Okay, but
if we judge by the comics, he's actually known in the comics to be one of the few people to single-handedly beat Thanos.
Exactly.
Really?
Yep. Granted, I think that Thanos wasn't wearing the gauntlet at the time, but
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He's a Titan.
Exactly.
He's old and strong as shit.
Yeah. Well, I did like several lines that, Drax said when they brought up Thor. He was like, that is a man. You're a dude. You're a dude. Here's a man.
Gamora was like, his muscles.
made from some kind of a fiber, she said. Like, yes. I don't know what exactly that was, but it was very, very funny. And Drax also was like, I'm sitting here eating. Nobody noticed me. I'm like slow, like.
How long have you been standing there? About an hour.
Yeah, and here comes Mantis. She's like, oh, hi, Drax. And he's like, come on. So funny. And another line that I actually so loved because it's up there in my department is where they again talked about Thor's muscles and Chris, I mean, who, the captain, I forgot his name, Star-Lord was like, Yeah, Peter, he was like, "Huh, I have muscles," and Drax, he was, "Oh no, you gain weight like here and here." And I'm like, exactly, exactly.
You're
He
one
did
bullet
gain
away from being
weight.
chubby.
It's obvious. It's obvious that he did gain weight. He's not in that ripped shape that he was in the first movie. He was worse shape in the second movie, which I point out always, and in my review of Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy 2. And now they not gonna even show him, naked because he's getting fat again. I don't know how they even allow these things, but anyways, he looks a lot older.
Probably it's on purpose.
Um,
It could be on purpose.
or it could be that he just let himself go in there, like, okay, we're gonna turn this into comedy.
Yeah. Mhm. Always profit.
Silver Surfer solo project. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch that because we did know how Fantastic Four was totally ruined very recently, so they have to somehow reestablish that. And right now, as far as I know, the rights are gonna reverse in tomorrow if Fox doesn't do anything with Fantastic Four. They have like a 4-year time for that to do a movie. If they don't, the rights, they're just gonna coming back to Marvel. But now they have a deal that they're discussing, Fox and Marvel, and we can see all the X-Men along with the Avengers. Probably that's a possibility now. So we'll see. There's a lot of characters to cover and universes to connect. So we will not see anything like that soon.
They could connect to the Watchers.
The Watchmen,
The Watchers.
the Watchers. Who are
Yeah.
they?
Remember
Guard-
Guardians
Exactly.
2 when space jumping to Ego's planet and they passed through Stanley talking with a bunch of aliens?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the Watchers.
For the Watchers. These are the Watchers, destined to observe, never to take action.
They should have
That-
shown themselves when there was Galactus.
And
Oh,
there was an apocalyptic event. Yes, they can show themselves to closely record the event. They're like the chronicles of the universe.
Yeah, I know them from the cartoons of Fantastic Four. They showed there.
The Watcher, yeah.
Ah, great.
That would be cool to develop as a plot line or something if a Silver Surfer is to be introduced as a movie because he's strongly connected to Galactus and everything. However, that's gonna take a lot of work because it's a lot of years of bad movies with the Fantastic Four. Like, I'm really sad about that.
Yeah, although the first two movies with Chris Evans as the torch, I did like that because I was very young back then, so that seemed very funny and entertaining movies for me. I didn't mind them at all. And I love Silver Surfer there. He looked very cool. And also Doctor Doom, actually. He was menacing.
I think at the end of the day, they were trying to sell the movie with Jessica Alba. That's all.
She wasn't present in the movie.
That's also true.
It's a tree.
True.
True.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny. Oh, Steven. Hi, Steven. Oh, what the heck happened? Sorry.
By the way,
yes.
The ending scene, like of the Avengers, like just Thanos sitting on a bench or something. I don't know what he sat on.
Yeah.
Just looking at the green fields with a very pleasing smile. He looked like a farmer that had just, let's say, just took care of the hoods of the land just after a long day's work to catering the fields, and he was having that smell like he was a shepherd to something, a simple farmer. It was amazing. Like it wasn't evil or something. He didn't think evil because throughout the movie he says, after I've completed what I want to do, I will finally rest. And that's what he did. He did wipe half of the news and just sat on a bench.
5 minutes before that, when he saw Gamora as a child.
Yeah.
and he just sat on a bench and was like, ah.
Yeah, but that's what Gamora. What was that?
That was actually how should I say it? Like he's sitting at the gates of death. I think, I don't know. I mean, he can go wherever he wants. Because
or just realizing what he had done.
Yeah.
Like the realization that he just wiped out half of the universe.
Wait a second, guys. We have an issue here. Just a quick to explain. I installed Nightbot because I have a lot of problems with the chat, and that's like an automatic moderator. And Steven comment got removed because he wrote too many
emotes.
Emotes
stuff.
No, oh damn it! I forgot the word for that. Not question mark. The other thing.
Oh.
Udivitona.
Okay.
Explanation mark.
Explanation mark. Yeah, he wrote too many of them, and the bot detected that as a wrong symbol. So it wasn't intentional. It was just automatic. He just said Gary. So yeah, just use one exclamation point, and everything's gonna be fine. And again,
Skynet is watching you.
Be a good boy, and the grammar Nazi Nightbot will not hurt you.
In Soviet Russia, bot corrects you.
Yeah. Machi says yes, the Fantastic Four film franchise was pretty much a waste. They did not do the comics, graphics, novelizations justice. Sean says, were you guys annoyed the money shot of the trailer with the Avengers running with the Hulk wasn't in the movie? Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, that wasn't there at all.
But that was I think that was in the first trailer, not in the second one.
Yeah. I mean,
in the first trailer, I'm gonna make a reference to Thor Ragnarok. If you know the first trailer, Hela first appears in a alley.
Oh yeah.
Between two buildings.
Yeah, totally different.
She breaks the hammer there, and that's not in the movie.
Yeah, it's the same scene, but it's just a different location.
Yep.
It's different green screen. I mean, they switched.
Well, yeah, but again, they might just change the scene because maybe for a little bit more drama, because the Hulk was scared. Like seeing the Hulk scared was a new thing for me. Yeah, like it was like, oh my god, just imagine what was going through this monster's head, like to be manhandled by someone like that.
Yes, I have a question actually. When Thanos was fighting at the end scene when Wanda was trying to stop him from getting the last stone, but he already had all of the other stones. Why did he just snap his fingers, stop fighting everybody, turn everybody to rubber or something, and just why?
The snapping, like first of all, the snapping fingers only works when the 6 Infinity Stones are gathered.
Okay.
Yeah, fingers is a key moment in the comics as well. Like he actually does it in the comics.
Okay, my other question, was that why then he, instead of fighting them off physically and trying to break through Wanda's shield or something, why didn't he just turn everybody to rock or something else?
He was curious.
Suspension, and she's quite powerful, but most of it was done simply for the sheer pleasure of fighting, like because Thanos is a fighter, and like he could have done this on Titan as well, like with Iron Man and everyone. Like, okay, he did destroy a moon and threw it at Iron Man, but if you remember back in the Collector's place when he turned Mantis and Drax into those weird stuff, like he disassembled Drax completely and turned the Mantis into paper, like to flailing paper.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like he could have done this, but I think it's mainly because it requires some concentration. If we want to search for the logic, it requires some concentration as well as like to probably set your mind to all of the people, and the stones are not that powerful. especially if you're being attacked by several people at once with significantly strong attacks, and you just cannot concentrate enough. Like the scene when Doctor Strange's cape wrapped around and prevented him from clenching his fist. Like this is what he has to do. He has to clench his fist in order to activate the stone. So if he cannot do that, or if he's too busy, or he's not concentrated, that might not work at this point. And Wanda did throw energy at him, so basically he had to protect himself, because if he stops protecting himself to clench, this magic energy might actually hurt him.
I don't know, because I always think that somebody that is as smart as Thanos would be able to just relieve himself of all that hustle to, you know, fight them physically and just think of something else to turn them into bubbles, or because he loved bubbles, apparently it's going to be a lot easier than to think how to physically defend himself, or maybe because of course he just did that, he just assembled those stones, he's not that intuitive you know, to this certain extent in these situations that much, so that is why.
Also, let's not forget that the scene was awesome the way it was shot. Like it does bring an effect, and maybe because he knows he's going to win, he can take his time.
I also thought about that, you know, he can take his time and just do whatever he wants with them. He can just, you know, hit them. He doesn't think that they pose a threat to him anyways, but that kind of means that he underestimates them, which a lot of villains tend to do, and he does have a right to do that. So yeah, I mean, he is correct. They cannot do anything to him. So,
yeah, Thor almost did, but again, he should have aimed for the head.
Oh, that part. Okay, this is the part I really got confused here, because he did, you know, draw that axe, you know, through his chest, and of course, yes, he should have aimed for the head. Of course, I mean that's logical. That's every time that I watch a movie with similar scene, let's say, and it's never the head. I'm always thinking it has to be the head. Are you an idiot? Are you an idiot? That's like lazy writing or something like that. And here, when we see that, and when Thanos says that, it was very, you know, kind of interesting, because he's agree with with us, but then what happened? What happened? I didn't get what happened after that. You know, why the glove was kind of melted, the beam of light, what exactly happened there at that moment?
Well, Thanos actually destroyed half of the universe there.
Well, why the glove was fried? It's supposed to be
we discussed this. We discussed this. It might have been due to something that Doctor Strange did to the Time Stone that triggered it. It might be that the glove was made from the dwarf E3, and he did something to the glove, so it can only be used once, or just not withstand the whole power of the stones. It can be a lot of things.
Last part.
Yeah, like it could be that. And we also saw a prototype of the Infinity Gauntlet on E3's in E3's workshop in Niederwiller. You saw the Infinity Gauntlet as a prototype there as well, so might something do with that.
I thought that was a mold. Actually,
yeah, it was a mold, but it was the prototype mold. Like E3 could have done something with it, like make it not that durable or whatever.
Or maybe it's just not possible to contain the freaking power of the universe.
Well, that's also a possibility. However, I don't think that's what happened. Like, this is my personal opinion. I think someone did something to either the stones or the glove, because Thanos utterly looked confused. Like, he was like, "What the hell?" He was like, he retreated, of course, and that was it.
Guys, just wanna catch up with the comments, and then I'm gonna take something to drink, and I'm gonna come back really quick. Hi to Teko. Today we met live with Teko at the anime con, and we have pictures. I'm gonna show that later in Facebook. So let's catch up real quick here. Same as sci-fi logic. More
I
explanation.
actually gig out on that comment.
Okay, feels more relatable and believable in the scene. What else? Wait. Aha, he did it. But yeah, Gary is talking about that kind of thing right now. So go to the head that was recognized by the one being axed. Okay, and sounds kind of like some video game errors these days. Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, that's video games are totally different story here. So yeah, okay, guys, I'm gonna mute the mic and the camera for just a second. I'm gonna come back. So don't discuss anything important without me.
Okay.
Coming back. Okay.
Are the world domination plans ready?
Shh. We will discuss this after the stream.
Yes. Yes. We attack soon.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Pinky and the brain. Pinky and the brain. One is a genius, the other's insane.
This actually tells a lot about us because you're taller than me.
Yeah, and I have a bigger head.
Exactly.
Actually, both heads are bigger, so.
Nerd.
Yes, Pinky. Hi, people in the comments who I cannot see.
Then why are you saluting them when you can't see them?
Because I know they're there. They're watching. They're listening to us.
Stalkers.
Watching.
Okay.
They're always listening.
I took a bit of a chocolate.
We were just discussing world domination by laboratory mice.
We shouldn't talk about this.
I was actually trying to.
I'm glad that it wasn't anything that made sense.
Okay, she doesn't realize anything. Carry on.
Okay, so where are we?
Somewhere around the nebula.
Love Nebula.
She was
Okay,
nicely
favorite scene.
disabled.
She was what?
Favorite scene. What's your favorite scene from the movie?
Get it?
Well, mine was when we established that Peter Quill is fat.
Your favorite scene?
Yeah. Because it was like I rolled it.
I have to say, when Tony Stark invited the monk to his wedding.
Oh yeah,
That was hilarious.
Walk, you're invited to my wedding. All right.
But I have to say that Iron Man's new suit is amazing. It's the
Oh
best
yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
You can borrow some Wakanda technology. They make it even better.
If they
I
allow
think
it.
I think he has actually.
No, it's nanotech. It's kind of different. I think.
Yeah, but come on. He was probably, at least some of it has connections to Wakandan technology.
I don't think so.
All he has to do is just get the freaking.
Oh wait!
Metal.
I forgot about his daddy and Captain America. You know, the metal is from Wakanda, so yeah.
Well, I don't think that if it was from Wakanda, it would break at all.
My favorite scene is when Thor arrives in Wakanda.
Oh
like
yeah,
it's the badass scene, like with Stormbreaker.
Yeah, but it was so brief. I was kind of disappointed with that.
Yeah, it was brief. Like They cannot. Hello.
Hello,
Hello?
you're
Anyone
breaking
can
up.
hear me?
You kind of break up,
Fuck.
yeah. You break up
Shit.
from time to time, but it's not that it's not that annoying like the mic problem. It's just that sometimes we don't hear whole words.
Yeah. Phone is really, really stressing out now.
Yeah, it's not as powerful.
It's like, but yeah, I'm really glad they inserted Stormbreaker, even though Beta Ray Bill was not there. But that leaves an opening for Beta Ray Bill
True,
at one point.
he could be in the future movies, taking away the hammer, the
Not to-
axe.
I want to see that space anteater on CGI.
You want to see what?
The space anteater. He looks like an anteater, all right?
Oh yeah.
I want to see him on CGI.
Yeah, I mean he's awesome, and
Where's
you
that?
know, Beta Ray Bill, the actual owner of Stormbreaker.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. They just, I think that they just gave that to Thor because they don't plan to use the actual character, maybe.
Shameful.
I
Very
mean,
shameful.
it's what they do in movies, they just take something that belongs to a character and just give it to another character. They did that all the time.
Yeah, that happened to the Legend of Shannara.
Oh, I forgot to watch that second season.
Yeah, I haven't as well, but the first season, what the hell, man? I've read the books. What the hell?
I don't know what you're talking about exactly, but
Everything. Absolutely everything.
okay.
Again, it wasn't too deriving from the official story because it is as Guardian weapons. It is the Stormbreaker. It did look like the Storm.
I don't know how it looks in the comic books, but it was kind of cool that Groot gave it the handle.
Yeah,
He did
Oh, yeah,
something in the
that's
movie. The only thing that he did in the movie besides playing games, of course.
yeah, that's disappointing. Oh, he actually killed some people.
And he introduced himself to Captain America.
Yeah, which was so funny. I am Groot, and Thor knew his language, so that was very cool. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I know it."
That's
And he
a
was like,
surprise for everyone.
yeah, and he was like, "Goodbye, morons." So serious, morons.
You shall not take my...
In your voice? No, that's my usual voice.
Was you? He was full of complexes.
And again, the pacing and the mixture of serious atmosphere with the more laid back atmosphere was again done very well. After Thor Ragnarok, which was a very laid back movie, and I hated it.
Yes.
And to mix it with the Guardians of the Galaxy, it was a very good idea because the atmosphere was just perfect there. It was just so cool.
Match made in heaven, if you ask me.
Yeah, and then I like your plan, but unless it sucks, except it sucks. Like again.
Yeah, so better use mine.
Yeah.
And yeah, by the way, Hawkeye, of course, wasn't in the movie, and I was surprised that Ant-Man wasn't in the movie. Black Widow wasn't that huge. And I was surprised again that Black Widow was able to survive fighting the Black Order, and that super badass chick from the Black Order. I was like, well, look at that, and look at Black Widow. I mean, there's no even a comparison, but she's able to hold her own, and she's a normal human.
There were three of them, like the Wakanda warrior was there, and the Wanda as well. So
yeah, but she kind of defeated her. Almost herself with fighting, no less, with physical fighting.
Except if you actually threw her in the air and smashed it, maybe 30-meter long.
Oh yeah, yeah, that too.
Actually, like she was the OP of the battlefield. She just went there, took all of those death wheels that were charging through the battlefield, and just annihilated half of the enemy forces with it. I was like, cool. And the Wakanda warrior, I don't remember what she's called. She was like, what was she doing up there all this time?
Yeah, exactly. She's so powerful. She can do a lot of things when she doesn't hold back.
I'm really glad because in the comic books, in the X-Men Evolution, Wanda is OP as hell. She decimated the entire X-Men team herself several times. She annihilated Magneto several times. She actually managed to beat Apocalypse at one point.
Mhm.
And I'm talking about the comic book Apocalypse, the badass, the one who just, with a snap of his fingers, destroyed Professor X and Storm. So Wanda,
The original X-Men, yeah.
I'm really glad to see her so OP and so powerful, because when she was introduced in Age of Ultron, she was so weak. She was so weak.
She didn't know what to do with
Okay,
herself.
she might bug with Hulk. Oh yes, cool for that. Where the reality bending powers, woman?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she can do a lot more. And Matthew says, yeah, Black Widow, no, Buffy Summers or Xena Warrior Princess. Yeah, Xena will fit right there. Well, perfectly in that scenario. Let me just catch up real quick again. Okay. Robert Downey Jr. still owns that role as Tony Stark. Yeah, he's perfect in the role actually. And my friend Anita was complaining that they included his Pepper. They included Pepper. We haven't seen her for lots of years, like 1-2 movies or something.
Well, I mean, she was in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
She was? Pepper Potts?
She was in Spider. Yes, and scene. He actually proposed to her then.
Forgot. Freaking forgot about that.
She was in the end scenes, dudes.
Yep.
Come on, when he was being like offered the suit and Peter Parker declined, and they were actually preparing a press conference as the newest Avenger.
You're right.
And she was there. She was there.
Yeah. I remember now. Goodness, I just forgot totally about Gwyneth Paltrow, honestly.
Yeah, well, she hasn't appeared after Iron Man 3, but however, this was the last Iron Man, and yeah, she wasn't in Captain America: Civil War. Captain America: Civil War had an entirely different focus in total, so she had no place there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I kind of thought that they broke up or something, and just totally forgot about what happened after that. That even something happened after that, but apparently, yeah, I remember that it did. Well, I don't personally, that was one of the complaints we talked about with her after finished the movie. Seeing the movie, she said, "Why did we need to have all those love plot lines in the movie?" But with Pepper Potts, because she was there from the beginning, it makes sense that she's gonna be there to just say like, okay, Tony still is with her, and she wants to place he wants to have some to be with her, to marry her. I mean, he has plans for his life, and now this happens and everything turns to dust, basically, in literally. And who will know if she is even alive? And then we had to have that plot with Gamora and Peter Quill, because of course we have to see if their relationship progressed any further since Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's logical to be there. And the next
Vision and
Scarlet Witch, which is also important because it is very, very present and developed in the comic books, and we cannot have a separate movie about that, so they did have to show that their relationship also progressed here. Just no getting around that, I think, no ignoring it. If they ignore that, people are gonna wonder what the heck is happening.
and you see deeper feelings develop. You don't see them just as superheroes. You see the human side. You see the caring side. You see their like emotional development with another person, which is very good and like if it's well made, yes. There are instances in some movies, both in Marvel and DC, where this hasn't been done well at all, and it sucks. However, in this case, especially with Iron Man, Pepper is like from day one.
Yeah, she was the first Marvel woman character, basically. You can say that is how Robert Downey Jr. called her, actually. I think he called her not Miss Marvel, but something similar to that, because she was the first established female character.
Miss Avenger.
Probably.
Not sure. Have to remember. I mean, have to check
I don't know.
the interview here. Natalie Portman in the Thor films did well. Well, yes, I really love Natalie Portman. It's just how they handled her character and relationship with Thor that I totally hated. Because after, the last Thor, they were just like, oh, it didn't work out, and no explanation for that. Having in mind that she was the one that made Thor who he is. I mean, made him look things in a different way, so he wasn't a
He's dumb.
spoiled brat anymore. And they just brushed her off completely from the movies. At least they can do something else. Yes, we know that Natalie Portman does not want to play that role anymore, but just a little bit more something to give substance to that relationship, not just brush it off like that. It was very disrespectful, I think.
Well, yeah, kinda. It should have happened a little bit better, I think. However, it's again the decision of the studio. I personally like in the last Thor movie when he said it was a mutual breakup, like mutual dumping. This was like stupid as hell. But then again, the whole Thor movie to me is
very stupid. Yeah, he will give everything for her, and the same, and she would have done the same. They were very much in love and all of that. So, and now, we're not a thing anymore. We're not a thing. Like stupid teenager stuff. It's so not serious. It was ridiculously disrespectful. So yeah.
yeah. Good thing they didn't do it to Pepper or someone else. Still.
Yeah, some of those things that we can call lazy writing.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about the Black Order overall?
Shouldn't Loki be there as well?
In the Black Order? I don't think he
Yeah.
is in the comic books.
I don't know. I think he was.
I'm gonna take a phone call, guys. You can continue
it's
without me. Okay.
Theo, correct me if I'm wrong.
Hola. What?
Was Loki in the Black Order?
Like he, at least in the comic books, I've never seen him in the
Yeah,
Black Order. He
talking
was
about
working
him.
for Thanos. He
Oh,
was working
okay.
for Thanos in the first movie. Like he brought the Chitauri and etc. etc. However, I don't think he was in the Black Order at all.
Okay.
I gotta recheck, of course, because we have reboots. We have the reboot of the Marvel Universe, as you know.
True.
I don't know. Everything's possible, you know.
I know.
I know.
Anyway, kids, I have to leave you.
Yeah,
Because
I'm actually gonna have to leave soon
video
as well.
is coming soon.
Okay, let's just wait for Gary and I think we covered most of the things.
I think so.
So yeah, just let her come back and we're gonna say goodbyes because I have to go as well.
Okay. I am Groot.
I am Groot. We are Groot.
Okay, Vin Diesel.
I am Groot. I am Groot. Okay, random quote from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Please tell me you have a stash somewhere with severed human thumbs. Nope. So let us just agree to never speak of this again.
And he gave him an eye. Who do you think this eye was?
How much for the art? Oh man, Rocket with Bucky. Oh, I'm so getting that
Oh
arm.
my god, yeah. I'll get that later.
That was freaking awesome. Like, how much for the piece? It's not for sale. What about the arm? Oh, I'm so getting that arm.
No, seriously. Who do you think he got the eye from?
Oh, the eye.
I don't know.
That eye was so
Guardians of the
funny.
Galaxy 2. Leave the eye here. Leave the eye here.
All right. Yeah. Harry,
Hmm?
me and Plum need to go. I think we actually covered most of everything in the stuff that we had to cover. I don't know if you did that.
Well, I do think that we missed something. I just can't think of what, but I'm pretty sure we did miss something. Okay, so the Black Order was fine, but kind of generic. Only that guy that was very powerful with the
The sorcerer?
telekinesis.
Yeah, Mo.
He wasn't a sorcerer. He just had different kind of powers. You know, I mean, he didn't have any sorcery. Otherwise, he would
He
have
was
known. I mean, that's not sorcery. He's just has powers like the other powers of the Infinity Gloves, that types of powers, not magic powers per se. And then that guy that was the bulkiest, he was just there to smash things, and that female character was pretty cool, I thought. And
Actually,
menacing.
they're very similar to the original Black Order. Like, they are very well made, both physically and I think characteristically.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but if you say so.
Well, at least the physical appearance, especially the mole, the one who tortured Doctor Strange, he was, oh my god, he was amazing.
Oh yeah, he was very sophisticated and menacing.
Yes.
And powerful. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, next thing. Spider-Man new suit was pretty great. I liked it very much so.
Which one? The
Yes.
one in outer space or the other one?
The other space
Not
one.
17.
Yeah.
The spacesuit.
Okay.
With the tentacles, with the legs.
Okay. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Alright,
that
people,
was...
leave.
You have to leave?
Yes. I'm
So
expecting.
do I.
Okay, guys. So bye to you. I'm gonna continue with some other points and I'm gonna finish as well.
Okie
I'm
dokie.
just waiting for my phone to.
Same here. I'm ordering Chinese.
My phone does not want to leave.
Can you play Overwatch, by the way?
Who?
Both of you. Can you play Overwatch?
We
No,
played
sorry.
earlier.
Yeah, we
but-
played earlier, but I won't be able to net. But tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we're gonna, we're gonna talk
Bye.
here. Okay, guys.
Bye
So
from me.
thank you.
See ya.
Cheers.
Bye, bye, guys. Okay. Okay, guys. So other things that I want to touch upon, but first let me go through the comments. I think I missed something. Nova formation adaptation. I have no idea what is that novel formation. Okay. Theo, you're still there. By the way.
My phone is restarting.
Okay. Okay.
Nova formation are the ones from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Okay, that's interesting. Yes, yeah, I did like Thor a lot more in this movie than I liked him in his own movie. In Thor Ragnarok, I mean. Mm, okay. Okay. What does it mean she's she's an amazing actress for her age? I mean, what is her her age has to do with anything? I have. I mean, there's like Betty White is 96 now, I think, and she's great actress. A lot of people can't even talk at 90, and she's active human being that lives actively. She's 90 something, like almost 100. So can you even fathom that? And Natalie Portman is a young woman, so I don't know what you're talking about. Dare me what you mean. I guess kids actors are also very good, so that is not about the age. Okay. Okay, Sauron is perhaps the greatest villain of all time. At first, I thought that Thanos was something similar to him, an internal rebel and a master deceiver, but I guess I was wrong. And Matthew says, what? Affirmative, the Witch King, Mouth of Sauron. Saruman. Oh, the Golem, what? I just lost you there, guys. Well, how's where you're gonna stay? You just froze there. What's happening here? Oh gosh. Okay, I don't know what's happening. With Hazel, why he's frozen and maybe something glitched. I have no idea. I'm gonna remove. Okay. If you want, I can remove you there. If something glitched. Okay. Yes, Ivy, I know. Something glitched, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Mikey, I really don't know what do you mean. What do you mean? Because actors that are like, for instance, Harrison Ford. Yeah, he's an old guy. He's basically a grandfather, but he never was better in terms of acting. He grown a lot. He grown a lot. Yeah, he's a lot better actor now than he was before. That's not about age. It's just about how you master your craft, and that takes years. So yeah. Okay, guys. So what else I want to talk about? I just wish I saw more of Nebula, but I know why that wasn't possible. That actress is just amazing. And I don't really care about that I didn't see much of Captain America, but it was kind of awkward. I felt kind of awkward that most of his scenes he was just looking and not really saying much. A lot of his lines were just like one-liners. So that kind of surprised me. And what else? What else? Black Widow wasn't, again, given much to do, but I always wonder how she's able to withstand fighting with beings from out of space. They're supposed to be a lot stronger than her, like a lot. So whatever hit they throw at her, she won't be able to stop it. Maybe evade it, but not stop it. I like that time where that woman from the Black Order was trying to stab her in the face almost, and she was able to withstand that, even for a brief moment she was. And how is that possible? Certain little things like that. She's not superhuman, she's just very skilled in fighting. And yes, she did accomplish the highest level of physical peak that the female could possibly achieve in terms of modern warrior, if you can consider that. But still, that's a physical limit. I mean, there's a physical limit to that because she is a human. Vision was so weak. That's the other thing. I know that he said that whatever they stabbed him with, it was just too damaging for him. But I don't know, guys. He wasn't able to regenerate, although the stone on his head was intact, and he can manipulate. I mean, he can make himself to look a lot of ways, and he can also, fix himself. So, how is that not able to be fixed? That's another question. Maybe there's some kind of a power to that spear, which was preventing him to heal, so to speak. I don't know. I did enjoy Spider-Man for the most part. Okay. Yeah, Vision himself can do a lot more. He's one of the most formidable characters, and is what one of the guys from that Black Order said, that I thought that you are a formidable machine, but you just die like any human. So that shouldn't be the case. He was like a child thrown around, protected the whole movie. He wasn't able to protect himself pretty much. Yeah, he's like Martian Manhunter, only artificial. Yeah, interesting. I like how when Vision died, he turned gray, because that will indicate that he no longer has a soul. He's no longer in his body. That body is no longer alive. He was just like an object put on the ground, which is very symbolic and is very true in a lot of ways. So I did like that. I don't know, Ivy, if we ever get to see that, because we don't even know who is going to come back. His death kind of counts for real death, although they can always bring the time back, like, Thanos did, and bring him back to life, how Thanos did. But whether or not this is going to be possible, whether or not the stones are going to be in some kind of a perfect or not perfect condition, I don't know. So we have no idea what is going to happen for the next Avengers. But it's going to be very interesting because they are going to defeat Thanos. They are. So who is going to come back? How is going to this be done? We'll see. But Doctor Strange did have a plan. He did see the outcome. So I'm pretty sure that everybody are going to come back. Or at least some. I don't know. I mean, seeing somebody die is kind of enough to take things seriously. I don't think that if somebody comes back, they're gonna be like, "Oh, everything's fine, so we can always bring somebody." That's not gonna be the case. They're gonna probably emphasize that that's not gonna be easy for every situation. So yeah, they better be always vigilant because we have this great threat that is Thanos. Yeah. They could never do Avengers TV series. Do you have any idea how much budget that will take? Like a lot more than Game of Thrones. And that's the thing that Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, the Defenders, and Punisher, they are all characters that they don't have such a power display. They don't have such a flashy powers. Thor, for instance, he's flying. He has, so much lighting, so much scale to his whole presence. That's not gonna be done on television, at least not for now. Jessica Jones, they try to push her down. I mean, they try to make her not use her powers every chance that they get. Daredevil, he's an acrobat that can not see things. It doesn't take a lot of budget to do him. Luke Cage is just very strong, and bullets do not pass through him. Regular bullets, that is, which again doesn't take any special effects, almost any special effects compared to what the Avengers are, compared to something like Wanda is, compared to all the villains that the Avengers could face, like Thanos. They cannot do that on television, at least not for now. Especially the Hulk. Can you imagine the Hulk? Iron Man? How they're gonna do Iron Man TV show? No, that's not gonna happen. Spider-Man even. It's too much for the budget. Even Spider-Man. So all of those heroes, they're just nothing compared to the Avengers, in terms of power sets and the manifestation of that powers on the screen, guys. So that's not gonna happen. I already said about Spider-Man, that's not gonna happen. It's again, and Punisher is just the guy with the gun. He doesn't have any power, so it's very easy to do him. There's a reason that they're putting those heroes on the small screen, and these heroes right here on the big screen. There's a reason for that. First, they're more powerful, more popular. A lot more powerful, a lot more popular. That's why they're in the movies, and that's why the TV shows and the movies will not cross over anytime soon, if they even do. So we can't just do that. We can't just put them on the smaller screen. And we all know what are the differences between the movie Flash, for instance, on the DC universe, the movie Flash, and the Flash from the Justice League. The difference is freaking huge. There's no comparison. There's just no comparison between the special effects and how the Flash powers manifest on the small screen and how his powers manifest on the big screen. Night and day difference. Huge money difference. In quality, in visual quality representation. I mean, the Flash from the movies just warps space when he moves. That is how it looks like. It's so impressive. And the Flash from the TV is just one shot repeating again. Sometimes they really did use the same freaking shots and just change the angle. So guys, no comparison. And CW is a TV that has very limited budget compared to something like HBO and Netflix. And even on Netflix, they're mining their budget when it comes to the superhero movies, which is very, very annoying. Annoying, really, to me, because they're powering down Jessica Jones and basically everybody. They're showing their powers very briefly, and or not that obviously, and yeah, a lot of techniques that they use just to not increase their budgets. So this better be on the movies like it's supposed to be, and the other heroes, let them be on the small screen. And again, with Supergirl, with Superman, it's always a small display of their real strength. Sometimes it's a bigger display, like the first episode of first episode of Supergirl, and she was able to save a whole plane. But even that was done in such a manner that it showed the smaller budget compared to how this is going to look like if it was on the movie screen. So yeah, guys, let me just check again with your comments. Yeah, Ivy. There's a lot of other shows that have visuals, great visuals, like even Lost in Space, the recent Netflix, show, but they do not give the same money for these kind of effects and for effects that are in the movies and heroes like this. Just not the same. And when it comes to superheroes, they want to capitalize on the smaller screen with less budget. It's just how they do it. And they put more budget into something like Westworld or Game of Thrones. Westworld, pretty amazing freaking show, but there's still not believable flying characters there. So there's that. And not to mention, and a lot of times when Thor flies or something like that, when it's very far away, it could be entirely CGI, and that's CGI human. The CGI of those Black Order guys from the movie, especially the woman, because she is more like human. The skin that was CGI face, and it looked pretty good. And but those are the most expensive effects to make a human-like being look real in the movie. So they cannot just put that on the small screen. They're gonna be restricted from every angle because they have to put so many characters, and they will just not be putting them there because of budget. So again, it's not good for us as fans to see such restrictions. With the special effects, so we can see full um, representation of the characters that we love. So again, better be on the movies. Again. Mm. And I talked about DC. Yeah, and they did not manage anything. That is not managing it. That is sweeping it under the rug. Um, to they made everything half and half, half and half with the effects. When Supergirl is not in her costume, she doesn't do anything super. When she punches, she just does that. I mean, they're literally trying to avoid special effects. And when she's flying, I also cut a lot of shots when she's flying, and they're exactly the same. That too. So you have to have an eye for that. I don't know how else to to explain it, but it's super obvious. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's not decent. What is decent? Decent is this. And even this, the big movies, have CGI that is lame. I mean, Hulk still looks fake as hell. It still looks CGI. So, and imagine how Hulk then will look on a TV budget. It's gonna be dreadful. I don't know why we're talking about this still. They're making their own shows. That doesn't mean that they can be capable of doing superheroes on the right budget, guys. Different money, different types of different amounts of money. We're talking about different amounts of money. Some special effects does not cost as much as other special effects. And again, flying superheroes to make them physically real, to look real. Do you remember how real Venom looked in that second trailer? At the end, he looks so photorealistically real. He looked there. His, the symbiote skin or whatever his, outside covering is called. That slimy skin, let's call it. That looked so real, and that again will not be done correct on a TV budget. And I don't want to see half-ass things. So again, we're not there yet. We're there in terms of shows like Game of Thrones, with the swords, with the cool costumes, with the CGI wall, CGI army, CGI grass, if you will, CGI sky, CGI dragons. That takes a lot of money, but there is nothing like what the movies require. Those movies, those special effects about the flying superheroes again, the Arametsu, the whole Thanos, nothing like that. This is more expensive, guys. This is more expensive. It takes more time. So don't confuse that if they can do one CGI thing or wall or a grass, that's the same. And costs the same. It takes the same amount of time as doing, a flying person, because a flying person and all the effects that incorporate cost more, and yeah, it takes more time. Yeah. Enough about that, though. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, again, tire environments are CGI. That as well. Batman Ninja film, I'm yet to watch it. I'm yet to watch that. So it's on my list. It's on my list. I know I have to do it. Have to do a review of it. So yeah, it's on my radar. I always watch all the DC animations. I miss Suicide Squad actually. I never miss a DC animation, but haven't seen that yet. I'm gonna try to do it. I heard that it wasn't that special, but we'll see. I'm gonna let you know if I see that. But for now, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you that you watched, of course, spoiler discussion. And of course, you can check IC Hazel's channel. His main channel is Discuss Things. I'm gonna try to put that down below into the description. I never heard about. Okay. Yeah, the new Spider-Man game that's coming out, that's on my radar actually as well, and it's a PlayStation 4 exclusive, so I have to get it. It's a must-have, guys. So yeah, thank you guys, and till next time with me, Gary G Reviews.